Good morning, everybody. I'm really, truly honored to be here today to speak to all of you. And I know this is a very impressive group here that have accomplished already so much. And I really want to just congratulate all of you on everything that you have done and will do. And I'm really excited to be here today to give you my perspective on making your mark. And I hope that by doing so, I may help you achieve some of your goals. I'm going to try to stay away from anything you might read in a women's self-help book. And I'm also not just going to talk to you as the president of WilliamsSonoma, Inc., but as a woman and a mother. You know, I believe strongly in gatherings like this because I think they're important as they give us an opportunity to reflect, share our stories, and celebrate our achievements. And think about what can be for women. And we all know that women have achieved so much and broken through so many barriers. And there's so much optimism for the future. And the good news is it's only going to get better. For me, it's not so much about males versus females. It's about equal opportunity. It's about being the best that we can be. And despite the progress we've made, only 3% of CEOs of top Fortune 500 companies are women. Only 10% of the board seats are held by them. So there's a lot more work to be done. And I think it really boils down to role models and helping women navigate the hard balance between a career and family, hence gatherings like these. So today's subject, making your mark. It's a pretty thought-provoking one. My translation of this is, how do we want to be perceived? How do we want to be remembered? What difference do we want to make in our lifetimes? It's pretty heavy for a Saturday morning. And I have to admit, I had to do a lot of soul searching as I prepared for this speech. And I realized I have a lot of work to do. I also realized that it's more about core values than it is about specific accomplishments. As I think about my life so far and my plan for what is yet to come, my philosophy has been anything worth doing is worth doing very well. No compromises, no excuses. Passionately go forward. Anybody ever heard of Alexander the Pretty Good? Neither have I. It's long been said that people's strengths and weaknesses are one and the same, mirror images of each other, opposing sides of the same coin. The key is to understand this about yourself and to play to your strengths, but also to temper those aspects of your personality that might hold you back. I could probably be criticized as too quick on the trigger, too intuitive in my decision making, and as it relates to my career. But I believe it's the same passion, decisiveness, and directness that has probably led me to my position today. I've actually never been too premeditated about my career. I've been entirely present-minded and focused on the goal at hand. And I think this emphasis on performance versus career advancement has served me well because it's helped me stay focused on what's important and brush off any of those distractions that come with any challenging job. You know, I don't really think about making a singular mark. I think about making several. And I think setting your own personal expectations is half the battle. It's okay to reset your own goals, but it's really important that they are your goals. Otherwise, you're never going to control your own destiny, which leads me to my first piece of advice, which is do what you like and make it personal. Not personal as in, I will personally crush you if you cross me, but personal in, I personally care about what's going on around me. Because if you do, you're going to be more passionate about what you're doing. And I don't know about you, but I've never met a moderately interested person who's at the top of their field. Marie Curie said, we must believe that we are gifted for something and that this thing, at whatever cost, must be attained. So, do what you like. Now, this is really obvious, but why is it so hard? We all know what subjects we like at school. We do better at them. We know what food we like to eat, and we eat too much. We know what people we like to hang around with. But when it comes to our career, it gets all muddled up with questions like, is this legitimate? Will I make any money? Which is a reasonable question. Or simply, what will my family, friends, and teachers think about my choice? I'd say at least identify the obvious thing that you like and that you probably are good at, and consider making a career of it, and make it personal. Now, I know many successful business books have been written about the opposite. But it is true that our personal desires drive our actions and help us leap over obstacles and change the future. So here's my example, which you so kindly mentioned earlier. 10 years ago, I was pregnant with my first daughter, Samantha, And 3 of my coworkers at work and I was running the catalog division at Pottery Barn, and 3 of my coworkers and I would have lunch. We'd talk about our lives, and one day, personal banter became a business idea, which is now a $500 million business idea, which is Pottery Barn Kids. And we saw, and we were obsessed with designing a line of home furnishings that would meet our customers' needs for well-designed, high-quality home furnishings, and there was nothing in the market. So we wrote the business plan, and we presented it to the board, and I will tell you that we met with great resistance. Comments included: it's only one room of the house. You'll be distracted. Focus on the core business. It will be a safety hazard. It'll cost too much. You need market research. And yet we got more and more inspired. And it was really actually very hard to describe what we were even talking about, because at the time there was nothing in the market that was like this. So what we did is we worked weekends and nights, and we put together, we sent out drawings and got back samples, and we actually had the guys in the garage clear the entire garage full of cars, and we set up the entire line in store format. Seriously, you can only imagine when I brought our CEO and chairman of the board, Howard Lester, there and showed him this. And he is, for those who don't know him, the ultimate entrepreneur himself. And he saw us down there in that garage and saw the passion. And we had, meanwhile, written the business plan that cost very little money to start, and he funded it. And we mailed the first book in the fall after my daughter was born, and we had the highest response rate of any catalog ever mailed, probably in the industry.